Do you understand the concept of liquidity? If you do or don't, this is the only video you'll have to watch about liquidity. Now, most of you just mark out anything on the chart and call it liquidity without actually understanding the concept of what liquidity actually means. Let me explain it. So on the chart, if you mark out your point of interest, let's say the support and resistance zones, the trend lines, supply and demand zones, the fair value gaps, the other blocks. So you mark out these zones as your point of interest. If I missed anyone, you can remind me in the comment section. But then, this point of interest that you've marked out, the only reason that price will actually respect these zones is if there is a liquidity pool below or above any of these zones. If there is no liquidity pool, price is not going to respect any of your point of interest. So if you spotted this zone as your order block or resistance zone and you're expecting price to sell off, you're going to see that price disrespected that zone. And this happened because you don't have a valid liquidity pool below this zone that you marked out as your resistance zone or your order block. Now, I'll give you another example. The current gold chart, you can see that price is buying from a valid demand zone. But you can also see that there was lows that price took out before coming to this demand zone. So these zones are what I refer to as liquidity pools. Now, if that your point of interest doesn't have a liquidity pool, that supply and demand zone or order block or fair value gap or whatever it is will serve as the liquidity pool because price is going to target that your point of interest and take it out before respecting the move you want it to make. For instance, this is a supply zone and you're expecting price to get to this supply zone and give you a sell. But then if you notice, there are no retail zones around here. There is no liquidity pool whatsoever. So this zone will actually serve as a liquidity pool. Price is going to target where most orders are going to be placed. So ideally, your entries should look like this. But then the fact that you don't have an active liquidity pool here, price is going to target this supply zone as the liquidity pool. And this is what happens. Price takes out the supply, then runs back down. The fact there is no liquidity pool here, it means that this zone is the liquidity pool. So you have to wait for price to fake out first before joining this entry. That's why you see things like this. For someone that trades trend lines, you have your first bounce, you have your second bounce, and then you have your third bounce. Ideally, you try to pick a long order around here, but then price took out your stop loss, but still bought because there are no liquidity pools around there. So this your bounce has to be the liquidity. So next time you open your chart and you try to pick an entry from your point of interest and you look well and you don't see a liquidity pool, just know that that's your entry, that's your point of interest, will serve as the liquidity pool. And if you're not already in my Telegram group, you're missing out because all my trades are being called there live and for free. So join my Telegram group now. The link is in the bio.